Alright guys, we're back with my wife and she's going to show us something special. What are you going to do tonight?
Well, first I'm going to show how I wash my vegetables. And but mainly we're going to do how to do fermented garlic.
Okay.
Okay. I just kind of mix a little bit shortcut. I try to peel the fresh garlic, but it hurts my finger and my thumb and all that. So I decided to just go lazy and just buy the pre-peeled. And they're supposedly cleaned and washed and everything, but I still like to wash them because they may have chemical on it.
Right.
So anyhow, since they are fairly clean, so I'm going to wash, after that I'm going to wash soak my tomatoes and then my broccoli. So the broccoli, I just cut them into the flowered, how you call it?
Florets. Yeah.
And then wash them in this solution and spin dry. And they keep in the refrigerator much longer. And they're ready to cook. You don't have to wash them again.
So what do you got in there right now?
Okay, so I put some of these table salt or iodized salt. That's the only thing I use this salt for, is to wash my vegetables. That, I'm all prepared. And then a splash of white vinegar. And fill it with cold water. Mix it up. And then dump my garlic in there. And when you go through it like this, you could also kind of take a look at it, see if there's any bad ones that you could discard right away. Well, this time actually pretty good.
Now, why do you use this mixture?
Well, the salt and vinegar both are pretty much almost like disinfectant. They use for cleaning. The salt help. Like if you use salt by itself, like not wet, it helps like a scouring powder like property. But the salt water also is disinfectant, kind of like when you have a sore throat. What the doctor tell you, go with the warm salt water. Okay, and then the vinegar in itself, it also kills germs and bacteria. Right. So, and then also supposedly, now I don't know, I can't prove it. I'm not a scientist. Oops. Wow. See, here's a one that they start to rot away. But anyhow, this supposedly to help you get rid of any of chemical residue. And like for instance, this garlic, they may have they may have sprayed with something to keep it from going bad, because if you or start keep it from growing roots, because you ever see if you have your fresh garlic lay around too long, they start sprouting. Right. Well,
these don't.
But these doesn't sprout. Why? Probably because they have those inhibitors that spray on them to keep them from sprouting. So that's just what I do. I pick it up like that.
Try them in your way.
And take it out because they already pretty much swash around in it. But I don't rinse them right away. What I do is I let them sit for about 15 minutes. Then I'll rinse it in clean water a couple times. Then what I'll do is I'll spread it out on the baking sheet lined with towels to let them dry, probably overnight. So this we'll probably have to wait till tomorrow before we do the fermenting part. Then we'll finish the video then on as far as the garlic goes. And of course I'm not wasting this water. So since I have just bought some tomato, then I'll go ahead and put them in there and soak them. That's all right, I got it.
Okay.
And I'll let them soak for about 15 minutes before I come back. And then I'll wait 15 minutes at that time to rinse this. And then after that, after I
let them soak, you'll do the broccoli.
Then I'll do the broccoli because the broccoli is the messiest. So now that way, then after that, I'll dump this water out.
Okay.
And then the good thing about when you do it this way, as far as like vegetable goes, the broccoli, once you wash it in this water, then you rinse it, and then you spin it dry. You put in a clean plastic bag, tied it up, like squeeze out as much air. It actually keeps for a couple of weeks in the refrigerator, and so when you're ready to cook, you just take it out, and.
Hey, do you have it peel it or anything like that yet? Right? You just cut them?
No. If you peel it, then it won't last as long.
Right.
But if you leave it like this, and then when you're ready to use it, then you peel off. See how easy it is to peel off.
Yeah.
See. And if you peel all the way around, then when you cook, the whole broccoli cooked evenly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then that much more pleasant. And these are not very digestible. Excuse me. That's what happens when you eat the how you call it? Those pork rinds. Yeah, it's too dry. Ooh. But anyhow, we'll work on this later on. But right now, just let these soak for a little bit, and that's it.
Come back.
Yeah, you don't have to. You just. Yeah, we could come back how we finish it off. Sometimes, but just to let you know, sometimes these got some wax on it, and I would take a scrubbing pad with the dishwashing soap and wash them again because I don't like the greasy. Because even right now, you see how the water just kind of
beads off, whatever. Yeah.
And you could feel kind of you rub it with your finger, and you could feel there's like something besides.
Wow, you don't realize that. The stuff that the stores or whoever packages them puts on their fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
because I know that apples have that wax or something on it, right?
That's why I peel apples before I feed it to even I eat it myself or give it to anybody in the family to eat. I decided to go ahead and peel them, even though supposed to have a lot of nutrient, but it also got a lot of junk on it.
Junk on top, yeah.
Yeah, and you cannot. What you cannot wash, you have to peel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another reason why I peeled the broccoli. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back.
Come back later. Okay. All right, I just got these broccoli out of the water, as you can see. It looks pretty nasty, kind of. But anyhow, I'm gonna set this aside now. Dump this out and wash my bowl real quick, so that way that if there's any chemical residue stuck to the plastic, wash it off good. I'm going to rinse these garlic. They've been sitting there for at least 30 minutes. So that's definitely be good. Rinse that off. Okay, sorry.
Oh, and there.
That's the rotten one. Yeah. This bag actually looks pretty good.
Usually you're doing a lot of trimming.
Well, I'm gonna wait till they dry.
And you're still gonna kind of trim
Then
over
you still have to trim the tip off. I mean, you don't have to. Some people don't do it. I'm just picky, so I will. And the reason why I'm fishing it out with my hand is because I consider that the clean water.
Clean water, so you can rinse something else out?
Yes, for the first rinse. I mean, you don't have to be that you know. I mean, I guess you could say I'm one of those that who really conserve a lot of things before what they call the green nowadays was fashionable. Mm-hmm. Because I grew up where our water is rationed, or we didn't have running water at all.
Oh yeah, especially when you had to go like get it yourself, like pump it or.
Well, not pump it. You had to go to
a river or whatever.
No, it was a neighborhood well.
Oh, okay.
It's a community well that was actually underneath somebody else's house, and it's like dark and slippery and it's nasty. Well. Okay, so these are still feeling weird, so I'm going to wash it with soap and water. I just don't like that how it feels. Even though, you know, most likely I will get rid of the peel, but I still don't like it. It's no wonder people are sick all the time. You know, you get sick and you don't know why. And you go to the doctor, and then they give you more pills.
Hey, you never know. It's better to me. It's better to be safe than sorry. So, just say do what you think is best.
I know. After being sick for 18 years and can't move and can't do much of anything, I definitely value my health nowadays. Anything that if you don't have to wash, and you don't have to cook it, you don't have to cut it yourself. Most likely, you really don't want to eat that. Oh yeah, it's squeaky now. It's squeaky clean. Hear that?
Oh yeah. Hope everybody else heard it. But. And that's how you have to do when you're actually rinsing plastic too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to wash it a few times just to get that squeaky.
Almost everything nowadays you have to wash like 2-3 times.
Especially if you're using vegetable oil, which I know we don't use it here. And this is just regular washing. And you want to wash your plastic at least until you get that squeaky feeling, that squeaky sound. Because otherwise it's not clean.
Okay, and now I'm going to spin this garlic in here. This is some of the good investments that you should have on anything you wash and you spin it. And get them as dry as you can. You see how the water gather out there? See, look at all that water. I'm going to do it one more time. Take one of these, put your kitchen towel on it, spread it out, let it dry overnight. And then we'll work on the fermented garlic. And just a preview. Here's a jar of fermented garlic from last year, and I didn't have quite enough to fill up this jar, so I put some carrots in there, and even the carrots not bad. See, look at this. March 15th, 2000. Mm-hmm. That's well over a year old. Tasty as it can be.
2020.
I mean 2020, yeah. What did I say?
2000.
Oh.
I was going to say, that was 20 years ago.
Hey, who knows? If it lasts that long, you might still be able to eat it.
It might.
But anyhow, so
we'll see the process after these hang.
I still got plenty of fermented garlic, but some of the friends that I share these garlic with interested. So we'll go ahead and make some more.
It's okay. Our YouTube friends need to see how it's done.
And it's so simple. But anyhow, this is the initial process.
And you can eat, when it's done, you can eat this by itself, or you can eat this with other things. We like to eat it with like fried chicken and stuff like that.
Any kind of meat, actually.
Actually, with other meat is really good. And it's just so crunchy. It just crunches. And it's
and it takes the bite out of it.
It definitely takes that garlic bite out of it, but it's,
But have all the benefit of garlic.
Yes.
And plus probiotics.
All right, so we'll come back
tomorrow.
All righty. See you tomorrow.
All right, this is what it's looked like after I washed them and rinsed them and spanned them. And now they are much drier. And I'm going to leave it in the bag like this for a couple hours so that it'll get drier, evaporates more moisture off, and then I will tighten it up, push out as much air as I can, and then put it in the refrigerator, and they will last as long as 2 weeks. Depends on how dry you got them, and then they're ready to use whenever you need some broccoli. Sometimes I will take them out and make some noodles, like instant noodles, and I would just throw a few in there after I peel them. But they're ready to go. Nice and easy. And nice and clean, ready to go. Alright, thank you. Anyway, my camera decided to go out. So I put my rice bowl there and zero it in, and I'm going to change to gram. This right now is an ounce. So that's gram, and we want 60 gram per 1000 cc of water, which I don't have quite 1000 cc there right now, which is 1 liter. Will be right around there. So now we're going to put salt in our scale and get it up to 60 gram. Ooh, perfect. Then I got some hot water here. So I could dissolve it. And let me put the camera down. Kind of hard to work with one hand. So I'll stir this up and put in my cold water there. And whatever you do, do not use your tap water to do fermenting, because it has chlorine and fluoride. Either way, it's bad for you and bad for your fermenting process. So make sure that you use either well-filtered water or distilled water, even better. And that's what I'm using, distilled water. I don't want this water to get too hot. need a little more to make it 1 liter. And that's good right now. And the salt I use is Himalayan sea salt, but you could use anything. Don't use table salt. If you have to use either regular sea salt or kosher salt. It works both. And basically you just fill your jar up with the liquid. I'm a little short there. I'll work on that later. And now what you need is you need to put weight on top of these glass weights that you could use, and you put it on top to keep the garlic down. And now you just put the lid on. This one I had to do it this way because the lid kind of got corroded, so I gotta protect my garlic there. I put the saran wrap there, but this one I don't need to do that, and I just put it on lightly, and it will bubble. It will start fermenting within within the next 24 hours, and then every day you need to let it air out. So you just unscrew it, and that's it. You let it ferment. And this is what it looked like a year later, see? And they're still good. They're very tasty. So, there you go. That's how you keep garlic for long-term use and long-term storage. It's very nutritious and very tasty by itself, and you still can cook with it. Hope this help you, and if you like it, please share with your friends and family. Thank you. See you next time. Hi friends and family. I ran into an issue which I should have remembered. These jars, the lid at the opening is big enough for these to go in and weigh the garlic down, but this jar, the opening is too small, and of course, as you can see, it doesn't fit. And I just figured it out. I could use these condiment cups, and you fit it in there for as far as you can, and then you take a scissor and cut around it. So this is what I cut off. And now my garlic is weighted down, and the lid will go on. Like my husband would say, ingenuity. Here we go. So now we just have to date these jars, and they're usually good about after a month. So try it if you like it, and leave a message if you like. Thank you.